there, this is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 20 video. We got a brand new gameplay patch, an Ultimate Team patch that dropped today, and we're going to go over the patch notes right now, go over everything that's going to be changing, not only in Madden as far as gameplay goes, but also a lot of changes to Madden Ultimate Team and abilities and X Factors, some new ones added, and some running tuning. Let's just jump on over to it. If you guys need the link to these patch notes, it will be down below in the description as a pinned comment. So again, let's jump on over into it. So let's start with brand new X Factors and Superstar players. This is something that is only really, it's only worth noting that this is in regs only. So they said that they're going to try to keep a number of about 50 Superstars and X Factors throughout the whole season for regs rosters. So if you do the play now, this is going to, be in effect for that. And every time that they add a new one, they'll be replacing some. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. You guys can read through the notes yourself here. But Delvin Cook is added, and he replaces Melvin Gordon. These are X Factor players. Jair Alexander replaces Ben Roethlisberger. So they're replacing guys who either are not playing very well and not kind of living up to that superstar, label, or guys who are injured like Ben Roethlisberger. Chris Jones replaces Cam Newton. We have then some superstar players updated. So Cooper Kupp, Kevin Byard, Shaquille Barrett, Kenny Clark, Deion Jones, Melvin Gordon did get downgraded from an X Factor to just a regular superstar. He still has Jukebox. Ben Roethlisberger, and then the guys who just basically got kicked all the way out, who have no abilities or X Factors in regs now are LVE, Cam Newton, Stephon Diggs, Marshawn Lattimore, which that's not right. He's been playing good at least the last couple weeks. Tariq Cohen and Baker Mayfield. So they do give a dev note. Superstar X Factor reshuffling is part of our ongoing continuous development plan to keep the rosters and players as up to date as possible with the events of the NFL season. These updates will apply to our front end rosters for online head-to-head games. The reshuffles will not impact existing franchise leagues, as those leagues are already in progress with their own performance progression, regression, and will not apply to new franchise leagues created with the preseason roster option. So that's that. Now we do have new abilities and new X Factor zone abilities that are coming into the game. This is very interesting. So we have Protective Custody. Ball carriers with this ability are immune to fumbling when in the zone. Ultimate Team requirements available as a zone ability for running backs only. This one scares me. I don't know if it's going to take a lot to get activated, but it's called Moss. Inspired by Ultimate Team legend Randy Moss, when the player with this ability enters the zone, they will win contested catches regardless, that's the word that scares me, regardless of coverage on passes 50 yards or more, but does fall back to ratings formula when countered by pass coverage ability. So basically, the regardless thing scares me, and it does say it can be countered, but it almost seems like you have to have a cornerback or a safety with abilities covering Moss, and if you don't load into the game with that, then you're kind of screwed. So don't let Randy Moss or somebody with the Moss ability get into the zone for sure. Available as a zone ability for wide receivers and tight ends. Tight ends, 50 yards, never mind. I'll say tight ends could be scary. So then we have a bunch of new abilities, and I may make a separate video on these as I load into the menu and take a look at them. But we have Lumberjack, defensive ability preventing broken tackles and can cause fumbles with using cut stick tackles. I'm starting to feel like these are things countering the run game. Defensive abilities that always win versus impact block attempts versus wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs. Goal line stuff, defensive ability allowing quick block sheds against one-on-one run blocks within 5 yards of the goal line. Inside stuff, defensive ability allowing quick block sheds against one-on-one run blocks on inside running plays. No outsiders. Defensive ability allowing quick block sheds against one-on-one run blocks on outside running of plays. So we are going to talk about gameplay patches and adjustments to stop the run or slow down the run. But I'm going to be honest, these things sound like they're abilities that, yes, they're added into the game to help stop the run, but you got to pay for them. You got to spend training or coin or whatever. So it's almost like our running game is too OP. Spend your coins on trying to stop it. I don't like that. I don't like the angle that they took. They also have Tank. Inspired by Ultimate Team legend Rob Gronkowski, ball carriers with this ability break all hit stick tackles, but does fall back to ratings formula when countered by Enforcer. This ability is only available for tight ends inside Ultimate Team. It's basically saying that these will be available in Ultimate Team and Superstar KO. For new and existing franchise leagues, the abilities will be added in a future title update. So global updates, general stability and connectivity improvements. Hopefully that means that disconnections are patched. They'll probably explain that in detail on the Good Morning Madden stream that's going to be dropping any minute now. You guys have probably seen that stream by the time you're watching this video. Franchise updates. I'm sorry, franchise guys. As my man Greta said, you guys probably don't come here for franchise news, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip that. Gameplay updates. Reintroduce stumbling for ball carriers in specific situations. So stumbling was a thing last year. I'm wondering if Never Stumble will come back as well. This is a good thing for the running because there's a lot of times where guys, you know, the outside blocks are enough, but guys would run inside and there'd be a sea of defenders and they would just run into the backs of the players and then just escape out of this mist of defenders, and all of a sudden it's an 80-yard running touchdown. So bringing back stumbling is a good thing, especially when it happens on defense. It should happen on offense. This should help against the run game for sure. Tuning to reduce the frequency of auto broken tackles versus AI controlled and user controlled defenders when using conservative tackle on competitive game style. This tuning will significantly decrease the frequency of ratings-based broken tackles on competitive game style, with an even lower chance of broken tackle if the conservative tackle is being performed by a user-controlled defender. Conservative tackles can be used via the mechanic and or by running into the ball carrier to initiate a tackle. So I hope that basically means that conservative tackles are fixed. We'll have to wait and see. Tuning to prevent auto broken tackles when the ball carrier is using the cover ball mechanic on competitive game style. Tuning to prevent the ball carrier from retaining top speed when using the cover ball. So if you ever see your opponent just running the ball like this all the way down the field on a kickoff return, they should not be as fast as they once were now. That's a good thing. Added functionality to receiver zone abilities, rack 'em up, double me, and max security so that they will beat the press versus man coverage when in the zone. Tuning to slightly increase block shed speed for the run stuffer zone ability when in the zone. Tuning to reduce the situations where AI controlled players are allowed to cause fumbles on competitive game style. So basically it's saying that less fumbles with the forced by the computer, more fumbles with, not more, but the same amount of fumbles as a user controlled player, which is good. AI players should honestly, unless they have an ability, should never force fumbles, in my opinion. Fix an issue that prevented offense from snapping the ball with a player in motion while the defense is resetting the play. Fix an issue allowing inaccurate sky kickoffs near the sideline to be frequently recovered by the kicking team, aka the Scum Kick is fixed, hopefully, until somebody finds a new one. Tuning to fix an issue with, I don't care about that one, something about Big Ben. Fix an issue sometimes causing a player to freeze on the ground after getting tackled by the feet. I can't say that I ever ran into that one. Fix an issue allowing an AI controlled defender to make an interception versus gambler. No big deal there. Fix an issue sometimes causing the kickoff animation to misalign during an onside kick attempt. Fix an issue causing the coach cam play art to be displayed incorrectly on strong open slot zone alert bubble. Never noticed that. Fix an issue causing a missed handoff when using an audible to an end around, and tuning to improve pass leading down on slant routes. So from a gameplay standpoint, to fix the run, they added stumbling back in. They slowed down people covering the ball while running, and they added a bunch of abilities to help the run. Is it going to be any different on the field? I don't know. I guess I'm kind of happy with this news, but at the same time, I'm not. There's nothing mentioned about the terrible pursuit angles that defenders take against the run, and we have to see if conservative tackle has been fixed. Those are my two worries and concerns still. We'll see what Clint says during the Madden morning stream. We'll have to wait and see what he says and how it actually plays. Ultimate Team updates. This is huge. All superstar abilities, zone abilities, and chemistries will be eligible for a 90% refund at all times. Players can choose to manually go and refund individual abilities, chemistries, or the refund will happen automatically when downgrading an item. After refunding the ability chemistry, you will need to purchase again if you choose to re-equip it. So that's awesome, because sometimes you just might not like an ability. Like, I don't like Pin and Pull Guru on Melvin Gordon. I can now go walk that back, get 90% of my training back, and maybe just put evasive on him instead. I have abilities on Reggie White, who's just not an X Factor on my team anymore. I accidentally picked the same ability for Tier 3 and Tier 2 with him, so I should be able to refund both of those and get 90% back. That's a huge win for us as a community, for people who play Ultimate Team. Added functionality to prevent points from improperly being awarded in specific house rules when a penalty is committed. That's awesome, because they really had some issues with house rules and people going off sides and being scummy. So it sounds like that's fixed. Some updates to the MUT Draft Coach Round, and some likeness updates and some Superstar KO updates. We got Snoop Dogg as a coach in the game. That's pretty cool. And some more superstars have been added. And that's all I got, man. Let me know what you guys think about the patch notes. We'll be playing the game all day today once house rules start. So we'll actually see if these gameplay improvements translate onto the field. I hope so. I can't wait to see how it plays. Let me know what you think. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.